I wanna share a tale with you about the American dream, when all the railroads ran on time and our nation ran on steam. Behind the tracks and the railroad ties, a hero took command of connecting every town, and he was called the Railroad Man. Railroad Man! Railroad Man! Can you take me to San Fran? Can you take me down to Tennessee and across the Rio Grande? Can you take me up Mount Everest and into Disneyland? Can you get me there on time? Oh, can you do it? Railroad Man.
Railroad Man. Railroad Man.
Guys, sorry, that song's just too dang catchy.
Now you're probably wondering why they called him the Railroad Man.
I think you explained it pretty well.
Well, I'm gonna tell you why. They called him that because he built the railroads and was male. And they called them railroads because they were like roads except with rails.
Cool. Thanks for clarifying.
His eyes, they say, were made of coal. His toes were railroad spikes. His trains had 7 stars on Yelp and 1 billion Facebook likes. That's right, 1 billion.
What happened next?
Shut up, kid. I'm the one singing.
I wasn't.
He laid all up the track, you see, hooked up the USA. And he could have kept on going if not for that fateful day. These 2 weird fellas came to town and invented human flight. They called their ship an aeroplane and themselves Brothers Right. Brothers Right. They said, our planes can transfer man without the need for rail. Your industry is dying and your dream's going to fail. So pull up your slacks and pack your tracks and get on out of town. We don't need steam or steel beams to get ourselves around. Railroad Man was none too pleased about that. He said, 2 rights don't make a right, and dang if that ain't wrong. Hey, that lyric ain't half bad, I hope it ends up in a song. If God intended man to fly, we'd be born in a flock. Those Wright brothers and their flight machine can go and suck a cock. Those Wright brothers can sniff my biff, they can give my ass a smell. They can lick my shaft from fore to aft, and their plane can burn in hell. Excuse the language, folks, but that's what the Railroad Man said. His fucking words. The Wright brothers, they challenged him, they said, you think you're great? Can your steam trains do a loop-de-loop without losing their freight? If you do it, we'll leave town, and we won't ever come back. But if you fail, you can take your rail and shove it up your crack. No, the hell with you, Wright brothers. The sky's for birds, and the ground's for turds, and you, sir, are the latter word. Railroad Man, can you rise to their demand? Can your trains do a loop-de-loop? Can they do it all on land? Wilbur's talking smack about your track, Orville's railing on your rails. Can you kick their ass with steam and brass and 8-inch steel nails, Railroad Man? Say, that was a pretty good transition. Anyway, the Railroad Man, he spent a month looping up his track. Then he gathered up the townsfolk and he told them to stand back. The train had started chugging and the loop-de-loop drew near. The train, it was America, its freight our hopes and fears. Everyone watched in silence, you could hear a needle drop. The train, it went straight up the loop and right on to the top. The Railroad Man was finished. He knew he'd had his run. The airplane beat him fair and square. And the railroad days were done. But before he died, he wrote a note for anyone that flies. He wrote it all in railroad so we could read it from the sky. So take a look there down below, written in the land. You'll see the final dying words of the Railroad Man. Railroad Man. Railroad Man.